Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing this very glam, smoky halo eye with an inner corner wing, some very flirty lashes, smoked out lower lash line, sculpt brows, borderline obnoxious highlight, and just a really pretty rose gold toned lip. So I'm using quite a few newer products today. I mean, not a lot, but some of them are new. You guys know especially like with face products, I tend to stick to the same things, but we are featuring one of the Kylie highlights today, the brand new Biba palette from Natasha Denona. This is the star of this tutorial. This is what we're going to be focusing on. And then just a couple of other things as well, like the new Milk Mascara, the new roller liner from Benefit. So we got some new things to show you guys, one of the Huda lipsticks, so very excited for today's video. And yeah, so let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with the eyes using the Biba palette. Alright guys, so first step is priming the lid. Take any concealer that you have or eye primer that you prefer and apply it from lash line to brow bone, and then just set that with any translucent powder or the lightest color in your palette. So the first shade I'm taking is Freckle, and I'm just sweeping that in the hollow of the eye and a little bit above the crease. And I'm just kind of making a little bit of a winged out shape. You can see it's kind of going, like, turning upwards at the end there. And I'm just really carving out the crease, but you don't have to be too careful with this because it is a halo eye, so most of the lid is going to be covered. The next shade we're taking is Prairie. It's like a mustard tone, and we're just deepening up the inner crease, so I'm not taking it as high, but I'm putting it more in the actual socket of the eye. And then taking Buff and kind of doing the exact same step, but focusing more on the inner and outer corners to really begin that halo effect where it's darker on the inner than it is on the outside. So once you have that kind of warm tone set up in the inner and outer corner, mostly concentrated again on the outer and inner edge, we're going to take Cocoa on a flat shading brush. I'm taking a MAC 242, and now I'm going to really start darkening the inner and outer corner and keeping it below the crease line. So you guys can see where my actual crease line is. I'm not going above it because I don't want to get that color too high. This is really just to start that halo effect, so we don't want to bring it too much in the upper crease because then that kind of eliminates the look. And now I'm taking whatever's remaining on my brush and just putting that in the actual crease before blending that out. Oh my god, I cannot talk. Before blending that out with the brush we were using before without any additional product. Now we're taking the darkest shade, which is Seed, or the darkest brown tone, same brush, and just really making sure that that inner corner is dark and that it's really going all the way down to the lash line. And then I'm feathering whatever excess I have in towards the center of the lid, and now taking Spot, which is the actual darkest color, it is a black, and I'm pressing that right into the lashes. I want that really, really dark there, and kind of winging it upwards as well, and then we're going to put that in the inner corner too. So we're not really using a ton of brushes for this look, that's just not necessary. And I'm now taking our first brush and taking a little bit of, I think, Buff or Freckle, whichever the red tone shade was that we used third, and I'm just blending out any harshness that I might have had from Spot or Seed. And now we're taking Rustic, which is a bronze copper tone, and I'm placing that like most heavily at the beginning of the inner and outer crease, right where the darkest mattes begin, so I want those to kind of blend into each other, and then sweeping whatever excess I have onto the lid. And then I'm just going back in with the second layer to make sure that that color is really, really intense before taking Shine. This is a kind of warm tone champagne, very similar in tone to Champagne Pop, but a little bit more white. And I'm placing this on the very middle of the eye, blending it into the edges of Rustic so that there's not really a beginning or end of either color. And right on the very, very middle of the eye, I'm taking Monroe. It's a pink-toned white champagne, and it's just super, super bright. The video is not doing it justice. It's crazy bright in real life. And then I'm taking a small pencil brush and taking, I think that was Freckle, into the crease. And now I'm just very, very tightly lining my lash line. I don't want to wing for this look, but I do find that lining first helps hide the lash band a little bit better. And now we're going to start on the face. So I'm taking the Givenchy Tonka Tour Balm in the shade number 6 Sand, and I'm just rubbing that in with my hands. I had already been letting my skincare soak in while we were working on the eyes, and with this product I prefer using hands with it unless I'm applying it on somebody else. And once that's applied, we are going to set everything. This is a very important step, so for that I'm taking the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. And this is a very important step because it avoids blotchiness, especially if you use powder products afterwards. If you were to use your colored bronzers on a wet surface like a foundation, it's just going to stick to it and not blend. So by putting down that clear layer first, the bronzer I'm applying now is going to blend on top of a powder and blend much better. Once you're bronzed to your satisfaction, go ahead and contour if you desire. And for that we are using, of course, Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder. I don't use anything else, I refuse. I've tried absolutely everything, and the only thing that comes close to it is the new contour shade in the new Too Faced palette that just came out, but if you don't want the whole palette, which most people don't who aren't makeup artists, this is your go-to. And now we're just going to do the brows. As always, IT Brow Power. This is another product that I will not switch out because every time you purchase it, one is donated to women who have undergone chemo or have lost their brows. There is a peptide formula in here that actually helps your brow hairs grow and stay full, so I love this because it keeps my brows really nice and in good condition, and then filling them in takes very little time at all. And I'm only going to do one because you guys know my brows, it's kind of boring. They don't really need much, as I just said, because this helps them stay thick. And I do regularly groom them basically into the shape that I want when they're filled in, so I don't have to do too much. But now I'm just brushing them out with the spoolie to make sure everything's even. And I'm going to begin contouring my nose, but we're going to skip past that because I have a whole video on that. And now we're going to highlight using one of, oh, I said that weird. We're going to take one of the Kai Lights in the pressed format, and I think this is the shade Cheers, Darling, I believe. I don't think this is Fiji. Fiji is the loose one, if I'm correct. And I'm just highlighting the bridge of my nose, brow bone, and then I will do my cheekbones. And I really, really enjoy this formula. It's buildable. You can do a sheer wash of it if you'd like. And I find the undertone is very similar to my natural skin tone. So when the highlighter is not being illuminated, I don't see it on my skin, which is really nice because there's nothing worse than having the wrong undertone highlight, because then it just looks like either a spot of white or orange or just a weird, it just looks bad. And then I wanted a little bit more of like a diamondy, twinkly highlight just to go with the eye look. So I'm taking one of the Dior, I don't know what they're called, but it's one of their their cream shadows. It's like a putty kind of texture, very similar to ColourPop, but it's like very iridescent and diamondy and doesn't really have a lot of pigment. And then after that, we're just going to go into the lower lash line and wrap up on the eyes. So I'm basically just taking all of the colors that we used on the upper lid and repeating that down below, and then taking the darkest shades and keeping them mostly on the outer corner. I decided last minute to add a inner corner wing. This wasn't necessarily my plan, so you can omit it. I don't know how I feel about it. I could do with or without it, but that's up to you. If you want to recreate this look, you can either choose to do or not to. And now I'm using the Milk Gel Longwear eyeliner and lining my inner and upper waterline. And I think this is the shade CEO. No, CEO is the brown. Boss, this is the shade Boss. But I really like it because it's very long wearing without being waterproof, so it's easy to remove. But I find it's almost longer wearing than some of my waterproof liners. So love that. And I'm just doing a really quick coat of mascara before lashes just to make sure my natural lashes are tinted black if there's any shadow on them. And I'm using one of the new Sephora collection Roll With It, like Lash Stories. They're only $8. It's like really nice. And while the glue is drying, I'm going to do my lips. I'm taking the Huda shade, I actually don't know. I'll put it in the description. I think it's OG or I don't know. And now that the glue is set, I'm just going to very poorly apply these lashes. Please use, just don't do this on camera and just get really close to a mirror because my left one was completely crooked. And after I put the lip on, I felt it was too pink toned, so I'm taking one of the Urban Decay glosses. I think it's the shade Bellini. Or no, that's one of the Anastasia glosses. I'll look it up and put it in the description. But I wanted it a little bit more peachy toned, and then I thought that was too peachy, so I added Gold Mine right on top, and that made it a little bit more brown toned and brought it back to the eye look. And that about completes the look, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna do my narcissistic shots, and I will see you in a little bit to say bye. Alright guys, so that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's been a minute since I've done a full face tutorial, and I am pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. My skin has just been ridiculous lately since I've been using some new products. I'll show you guys that in an upcoming skincare routine. But yeah, you saw from the beginning of the video I didn't have anything on when we started. I just put on a really light layer of tinted moisturizer, so loving that. And then the look is very glam. I like it. It's a little aggressive with the inner wing, the inner corner wing, but you know how I do. And yeah, so thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of these new products being featured, like the new Sephora lashes. Loving the Milk Mascara, it's my new favorite. And next week I will hopefully be having another tutorial. I'm gonna try to get in another look using the Kylie palette because it is so versatile, and the one that I uploaded last time I wasn't in love with, so I kind of want to do another go around and play with it a little bit more. And yeah, so again, thank you guys. I will see you all in my next one. I love you so much, and until then, bye.